Clinically done by Arsenal.
What a great goal that is!
Freddie Ljungberg has done it for Arsenal.
Hello, old man.
Freddie, you're late as I expected.
Always.
Hey, great to see you. Great to see you.
Likewise.
Yes, you're
looking sharp.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. A
think
little
you do.
green look.
Look slimmer than you did when you played.
Slimmer, yeah, maybe. I've lost all the muscle. Nice place you got here, by the way.
Life's been good.
Yeah. 5 years since you managed that great honour of managing Arsenal Football Club. So what have you been up to in that time?
Playing in the club for so long and then actually have the honour to coach them was very special to me. But in that time, no, I got another child just in the end of that era, and I promised to be a bit more of a family man. Have kids playing football themselves and working in TV and being more present as a father.
And maybe a big future maybe for another Ljungberg in the family.
He loves playing, that's the main thing.
Good. I understand he's at Arsenal, so it might be a big future.
Yeah, we'll see.
Fingers crossed for you, Freddie, yeah. Just want to take you back to when you arrived at Arsenal back in the day. Your very first game was against Manchester United, and lo and behold, you come off the bench and you score a fantastic goal, and then you're booked within minutes, so it's kind of like perfect. You showed the completely right attitude. There it was in 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, special times. I think I've been in London for 5 days. I signed 5 days earlier. And then obviously to come in that game, that's why I came to Arsenal. I wanted to go to the club that was the champions. My first game with United, that rivalry was very special, and be lucky to score is obviously something nice, nice memory.
Do you know, like you look back at some of the great players that we were able to play with, you arrived in the middle of all of that, didn't you? How did you feel like making those adjustments? It must have been really difficult for you at the start.
So when I came, I felt ready. It sounds maybe cocky, but I wasn't scared of anyone in the dressing room, and I felt like I'm that good that I should play. Yeah. And so for me, it was just get me out on that pitch and I'll show that I should play. When I came to Arsenal, I never played wing my whole life. So I had to come and learn to the best league in the world, learn to play as a winger, which I didn't like the first year, I must be honest. I thought I would play as a 10 because that's what I was told a little bit when I came to the club.
But Dennis kept going, didn't he?
Yeah, but as well, what Arsène was correct, what he said is like, look at the size of, at that time it was Patrick and Petit played. You're not that size, Freddie. You cannot play a defensive midfielder where you need to create a little bit how you're going to play, and you can start from the side and come inside and be a bit freer. So that took me some time to understand and learn that role, I felt. But for me, that was important and special that Arsène gave me and Robert that freedom, that we could come inside to get the ball.
Oh, that is magnificent!
I remember you had a great personality, but you had this little thing where you were quite slow getting out onto the pitch, and Kolo Touré had to be the last player, superstition for him, and it would drive him crazy. Were you playing on that?
Yeah, I thought it was quite good banter.
Poor Kolo.
It drove him mad.
Freddie, you remember in the training how competitive it used to be, and I particularly was like giving everything in the sessions. And I remember early training sessions thinking, wow, this kid, he can play. He's got a massive personality, but it felt like a Jack Russell, like a young dog. I've got to just kind of snap the leash a little bit occasionally.
An off the ball incident from Ljungberg.
Of course, you're aggressive, but in the canteen one day, you were hammering the chef saying, I can't touch this effing rubbish. And I'm saying, Freddie, no, on the pitch. You know, and then you said, why? What have I said? Because you were trying to develop your language. And
I remember I got the kit man to teach me all the slang, because I want to understand what you guys were saying, because I felt what Ray Paul and you guys spoke sometimes. I'm like, what are they saying? I didn't understand the word. So I tried to like figure those things out. And yes, sometimes maybe then the swear words, I hadn't really understood the severity of what you guys were saying in the dressing room. You couldn't say them when you left the dressing room. So I learned after a while, so I appreciate that.
I can't eat this effing food, are you sure? I felt you were an extrovert, but an introvert. Do you understand that? I thought David Beckham was a little bit like this, and you had the Calvin Klein advert, didn't you, with the tattoos?
Yeah.
But also, essentially, you were a very private man, shy man.
Yeah.
But you took this other personality to the pitch, and it worked really well.
Yeah, it's quite a weird one. But when I do all the tests and stuff, I am introvert. And I think I try to learn, when you play in a group environment as a player, even if you're introvert, you try to, you're in a group, you try to develop and try to be a bit more extrovert than maybe you originally are.
But almost rebellious, so you were at times. Like rebelling against the structure.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to play out wide. You know what? I'm going to come in here and I'm going to win the game for us. And it worked really well.
You're right. When I was young, I had the hair and there was this and there was that. But like deep down, I was always shy. And I think it came from, for me, there was like, same with you probably, when one player on the pitch and one off the pitch a little bit. When you came on it, I was never shy. And that's when and then when I came back, I was happy to just sit in the corner.
So this red streak then, obviously that followed you on the pitch and off it.
Yeah.
So was that for the pitch? For when you were like, right, okay.
It's a weird, no, but it's a weird one. I started culling my hair when I was very young, actually, before I came to Arsenal. I've had purple, I've had really weird haircuts. Long hair, like you wouldn't believe it, but down here to my shoulders. And it's, I don't know why, but my parents always said to me, they said, don't be a sheep. Be your own man. If you come home and say, oh, everybody did it and it's wrong, that's not okay. But like, you take your own decisions and you stand for it. If you say you want to go right, everyone else goes left. That's absolutely fine, and we'll back you.
Yeah, and I think that individuality was definitely shining through, wasn't it? It was interesting because with Wenger, it kind of went more technical, didn't it? So I left the show in 2004, came back to coach of that 2006 season. It changed, didn't it? And the midfield changed. The era went, who was an incredible player, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What a leader he was in the pack. And then Cesc Fabregas came in, and he started to play with an extra midfield player. So it changed, Freddie, and your role then changed.
Yes, I actually preferred that role that I had. So we changed to play 4-3-3 with 3 centre midfielders. So we had more players there. And I don't know what you think, but I felt almost that maybe wasn't the best lineup I've ever played at Arsenal. But we felt more solid in Europe. There was more bodies in there, and I played centre midfield, and I loved it. That was kind of what I played from a young age. So all of a sudden I felt like, ooh, I'm allowed to play. I can move a bit. No, I think we did well. It was a good run, but we didn't go all the way, unfortunately.
No. As you know, it was all going to kick off there as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It seemed to be a game where it was going to erupt.
They were our big rivals. And to be honest, we can be honest and say they kicked us quite a lot. And I felt, and I can say it on TV, that we were a better football team, but they had a great team morale and they had togetherness and they did anything to win. And so there was a clash a little bit, I felt. And when you did that, by the way, I felt, I never said this on TV, but that we stood up for ourselves. A lot of people in the media were like, we were weak, we could get bullied, we were this, we were that, we were not strong enough. And that day, even if it didn't look good, I felt inside that, yeah, that team, you don't get bullied. And that's what everybody in England said. Oh, you just kick them and they will fold. So, no, you shouldn't be folding.
They weren't saying it about us then.
I've seen some of your interviews afterwards when you had a bit of a thing there and you apologised. I would never apologise for what happened, but it's...
Did I apologise?
Yeah, I saw you with Nistelrooy, you apologised a bit, and I was like, Martin,
I was being the bigger man.
You don't have to apologise.
I was thinking that I'd let some of the guys down a little bit, being a senior player.
Then I can say
taking you into that.
No, you didn't. Yeah. You didn't let us down at all. You were a leader. What you do?
Freddie, I want to take you back to the Bernabeu Stadium, 2006, that great night, tremendous victory in the first leg of the Champions League. How did that feel all those years ago?
Nice feeling. I must say, Bernabeu is the best stadium I've ever played in. Like the stadium, the fans on top of you. There's a lot of hatred, it felt like, in the stadium. And of course, they had a lot of big names, but I felt we were better offensively. We should be able to kill them. So it felt good. I was in a good mood that night. Ramos and Carlos and Woodgate and all of them, like they had a good team. Yeah, Beckham's there, Zidane's there, Ronaldo, the Ronaldo. But I felt if we just sorted out our stuff offensively, we could do them damage.
Heavy touch.
I felt I had to take it over because Casillas comes out and I have because I come with the angle, I have no chance of shooting. So maybe I could have done a half a yard, not so long, but there I need to get around him, maybe a little bit long, but
yeah.
Enjoyed it. I actually remember those. I think it was one of my better games I played for Arsenal. We felt they were a bit vulnerable, so they had very offensive players, and of course that's good of Jens making a big save, and we made mistakes. But I felt as long as we could keep it tight in the back, we would score. We felt we had quite a nice little balance in there. With speed and technical passing ability. Then you have Thierry here, this is bit of pace and a great finish.
He just ruins him in this situation. He gives the ball away. Yeah. Ironically, Ronaldo gives that ball away, and Henry just goes through the gears: power, strength, precision, and then the finish. And I think that was the moment he's saying, look at me. I am the best player now on the planet. Never mind you lot here at Real Madrid. Take a look at me.
I think a lot of people forget Thierry's not a small man. No, he's strong. He weighed a lot of kilos, so they couldn't use the physicality of meat on him.
He got away with a few moments as well at the back there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Free header.
And that's a decent play as well.
I was working with the defence that year with Pat. So
did you work on that offside line in the back line?
Get that Jesus. Right. Flamini's dropping, isn't he? And everybody else is pushing up.
Was that your job?
Yeah.
No, but
I think he was just past his best there, Ronaldo, wasn't he? He's looking a bit portly.
For me, if he would just kept himself fit, he would have been the best player ever played the game.
So the second leg, Freddie, a great night. That would have been a difficult night to sort of sit on that lead and get through the evening.
Yeah, of course. It's never easy. This is a top team you play. Everybody probably recognize the players that you see here. I don't think anyone on that pitch doubted we're gonna win it.
Look at this pace again here, and he was terrifying defenders at this point, wasn't he? And
you see the strength.
Yeah, he uses the ball. It's a shame that didn't.
I haven't seen that for a while.
Didn't go in.
Nice.
Big moment for the boss.
Lovely to see him. And Vikakis.
Yeah, trying to get to a final and finally achieved. Well, that was only the quarter, but when you put Real Madrid out, you think you can go on.
Yeah, it opens up a little bit.
A great night for Arsenal. Freddie, I want to talk to you about the Wenger years. Obviously, you never really had any other manager there, but for me, he got the best out of me. He was great to work with. How did you find him on a day-to-day basis?
I have all the respect in the world for the boss. It was actually when I signed for Arsenal, I signed because of him, not because of the team. I was actually going the next day to see the Italian team that won the league, and the next day the Spanish team that won the league. That was what's lined up for me to where I wanted to go. And my agents were not too happy when I said, no, I want to sign here, or the first meeting. And it was only because I sat with Arsène for an hour. And we didn't talk about money, nothing. We just talked about football and values. And I was like, this man, I want to work with this man. This is what I want. How he wanted to play football is how I want to play football. I want, of course, you all want to win. But you want to be technical, you want it to be fast, you want it to be fun at the same time. And he stood for everything I believed in football-wise. He was a gentleman. He saw everybody. He didn't just see the ones who screamed the loudest. He behaved in the right way. He cared about, probably did the same to you, but like if my mom was sick or someone, he would like, oh, how's your mom? Like he cared about the whole thing. And No, I just thought he was and is an amazing man. But like when I came into training, I shook everybody's hand. I went to everyone. They were like, "What is this guy doing?" But I felt that's the respect that you need to give every morning. You need to see everyone. If that's the receptionist or that's the cleaner, whatever it is, you shake each other's hands in the morning. We're all in it together. And he brought those values into me, at least.
Before you come, we'd won this double, and you're not going to like the sound of this, but we go 3 seasons without winning anything when you come. And this current group now have gone, this will be 3 seasons now, likely to finish second. How difficult was that to really keep believing in everything you're doing, staying on the right path?
I felt the whole time we were like, it wasn't that we were 6, 7 points behind. It was just 1 point or so. And I felt this team has all the talent. We just need to kick that door in, and we need to just win it, and we'll keep on winning.
In a way, it's where this group is, because they've not won anything yet. As former players, we look back at the pictures now, don't we? And it kind of cements you together forever.
Yeah.
And they need that moment. They need that moment. Maybe it can come this year in the Champions League.
We are down to the last 8 on the road to Munich. Only 3 in the wall. Rice goes round it. That is absolutely brilliant. It's Rice again. Oh! It's 3. They are in dreamland here.
Wow, what a first leg, Freddie. Not many saw that coming. We're definitely in the driving seat now.
We have a big chance because I think we play better football. I think our base football is better, but they have those like couple of top players that can do you on the counter. Saw them at Anfield, seen them at Atleti. They have a very offensive line. If you take Rodrigo, Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, you have at least 2 of them don't really like to defend. And then you have Bellingham, you have to get into midfield. And sometimes he has to start from the side and come in and this and that. So I feel balance-wise, sometimes there is a chance, there will be a chance for Arsenal to dominate. But then the problem is they cheat a bit defensively, and if they get a good ball out, like they showed against City, they're lethal, and bang, you're down.
That is absolutely brilliant. It's Rice again. Oh, my goodness!
Well, after that first leg, we're in a great position. Wouldn't it be brilliant to replicate the 2006 win? That would be lovely, wouldn't it, to see that happen? Freddie, looking back at your Arsenal career, I mean, it's unbelievable, really, the Hall of Fame of players that I played. We're probably a couple of the players that aren't, Ray Parler as well, maybe Dave Seaman, not in this Hall of Fame, but I would certainly put you in to the Hall of Fame. Why do you feel that you're not? Will it one day come your way? Because those goals you were scoring for Arsenal through that successful period was vital to our success.
No, that's very kind of you. Of course.
It's very true, though, isn't it?
Oh, thank you. I don't think so much about it, but of course it would have been nice. But what if I got most valuable player of the Premier League one year? So maybe that was decent, but I don't think about those things. I played football, and then it's up to other people now to like what they want to do is up to them. I played football earlier, and I did my best. But in my house, for example, you can't see I played football. So that's a chapter that I've closed, and these kind of things. Yeah, it's obviously a great honour for people to get it, but it's nothing I think about.
That kind of fits, doesn't it, with your personality? You don't want any vision of what you did before, but I think the Arsenal fans will always see you as a legend at Arsenal Football Club.
Oh, that's kind.
Freddie, it's been a pleasure.
No,
to
my
talk to you.
pleasure.
Thank you for giving me time.
And I didn't have shin pads on, so it was
No
all right.
shin pads, you're
Didn't
safe today.
You didn't
You're
kick
safe.
me.
No, those days are over. Let's go and get a coffee.
That would
Cheers.
be nice.
Come on.
See, weather is lovely, yeah? Always like
It's
this
a
in
better
London.
country, by the way, when the weather's good.
But it is beautiful.